How y'all doing today? Hey, today I want to talk about something that I was reminded of recently through my adventures in Korea, my life in Korea. And that is discrimination is okay in Korea. That's right. As a Western person, whether you come from America, Europe, whatever, most Western people are totally offended or would think it absurd to think that discrimination would still be allowed. But in Korea, it's still A-OK. There are places in this country that as a foreigner I cannot go to. You cannot go to. And vice versa. There's places that in Korea that Koreans cannot go to. Now let's talk about that for a second. Doesn't it sound absurd to think that here you are, like let's say you're an American in America, Canadian in Canada, Mexican in Mexico, etc., etc. And yet you couldn't even go into your own shop in the year 2018. You couldn't say go to the local grocery store because it has a sign that says no Americans allowed. You can't get gas at a local gas station because it says no Canadians, foreigners only. That would sound just totally nuts and crazy, but in Korea it's true. But let's talk about why it's true. All right. Now, what I'm about to tell you is that's just called based on culture, not law. There might be laws against this stuff,
legal,
but in Korea, often culture trumps law.
There are places
it's one of those societies. So here's the deal. One of the reasons why you have discrimination, and especially the context I'm talking about, is culture. If you look around, especially like the video footage I got here, in the big cities, like especially around military bases, like around Anjungri, Dongdaecheon, Daegu, blah blah blah. You got a lot of places where there's a lot of foreigners and especially soldiers. When you get soldiers in groups, they tend to drink a lot of alcohol and get in fights. That's not every soldier, but it happens a lot. So for a lot of Koreans, they just don't want to deal with it. So they have establishments set up to where it's like Koreans only. It's like a Korean safe zone. They can go there, have fun, do whatever. They don't have to deal with us. Because in case you haven't noticed, we are high maintenance. We cause problems. I mean, let's just be honest. And so that's good for them. Number two, it's also got to do with the law. Now, when I came here 10 years ago and I would go to places like Daegu, you would see these tattoo parlors and stuff set up. And it would say foreigner only on it. So, because apparently tattoos, which seems strange because you'll see a lot of Koreans now with tattoos, but back in the day, apparently it was more regulated. And with that regulation, the Korean, if you will, government and stuff had no problems with American soldiers getting tattoos and stuff. But for their own people getting tattoos, they didn't like that. So it was like you would go to a tattoo parlor and it would say foreigners only. And yes, Koreans can get tattoos, and that's a whole separate thing. It's just to create a point that because of like legal, some places were they discriminate against their own people because of that. And in like some gambling casinos and halls, again, gambling is supposed to be really regulated over here. There's some places, I think like Lucky 7 or 7 Lucky, it's called, one of these places. It's like that too. A lot of these places, the Koreans cannot go to, but the foreigner can. They are targeted towards foreigners. The government wants the foreigners' money. They want that Weigugen dong. They want that Weigugen money. But they don't want their own people engaging in the activity. And of course, this is illegal. I mean, we're not talking about the illegal stuff that goes. So keep that in mind. And it's just a really strange phenomena. Oh, and the third thing, right, about this discrimination is, I'm gonna, in these video clips I'm showing along with this, you're gonna see some businesses. One that says for Koreans only, and you'll see another one like for foreigners only. And it's really weird to think about this. This affects me. I'm married to a Korean, right? My wife is Korean. My kids are Korean or Korean American because my kids were born and raised here. Even though, like, they have, like, especially my youngest, which has Korean American status, she's born and raised here, so she's a quote unquote Korean. So really think about this. I can't even take my family to some of these places. Like, and I'm not hating on these places. I would say, hey, if you're a foreigner and you want to go to a foreigners only restaurant or a bar or something, go for it. Don't hate. Just understand it's their culture and, it's their society, their rules. But it's just nonetheless strange. Like, hey, honey, I think I'm going to go get some Chinese. Why don't you wait outside for about 30 minutes with the kids and I'll be right out. Or, hey, honey, I'll go get the order and take it home. Or, hey, I'm going with my American buddies, not you. I mean, seriously. Just think of if, and you'll see in the samples here, if they seriously enforce these rules, like the signs and stuff say, and even for Korean only, it can create some pretty strange predicaments, right? But nonetheless, that's life in Korea, and I hope take this with a little grain of salt. When you come over here, do a little research, follow up on this, see what's the current trans law, see if you're especially if you're related to the military government, see if your chain of command, your unit, has any information or guidance on this to help you out so that you don't find yourself in any awkward situations, any problems, right? My goal is for people when they come here to have a great time, see the options, explore, open your mind, but you got to know the territory, right, before you can do that, both the good and the bad. All right, thanks for watching this, and have a great one. Bye.